Hi everyone, it's Angela with Create Your Future, and in today's video we are going to talk about getting rid of a third party. So this is something that I have done in my life several times, and yes, you most definitely can manifest someone out of your life. You can get rid of a third party. This is very doable. It's no different than manifesting anything else. It's no different than manifesting something material like a car, a house, money, manifesting health in your body. It's the same process, that because a third party situation can feel very, very painful, sometimes we think that it's going to be more difficult. Sometimes we feel like it's impossible, but I want you to know it's very doable. So I'm going to walk you through that and talk about it more in depth in this video. I do want to remind you also that I am having a summer sale through July 13th. So $25 off for any coaching session, hour session, and $25 off of my course, Awaken to I Am, which I have received some really great feedback on. This course is so foundational. It talks about the process of manifesting, what's going on with your brain. This is information that I wish I had known years ago, because understanding the process does help build your faith, and increasing your faith is what helps you increase outcomes and get your desires and get results. So guys, check out my course and check out coaching with me. Great time now because of the sale. Okay, let's talk about getting rid of a third party. This is something that's very simple to do, and it's basically, I want to remind you that your attention is your energy. So where you're directing your attention, that is where you're directing your creative energy. And when we're dealing with something like a third party, it can feel, in the 3D experience, painful, emotionally painful. It can bring up a lot of difficult feelings, a lot of emotions that we don't like. But that pain and all of that we're experiencing sometimes causes us to just obsess on that very thing that we don't like. It's like if you stub your toe, if you smash your finger, you just direct all that energy to that thing that hurts because you're nurturing it and trying to make it better, right? So when you're having that emotional pain in that really negative experience, you're probably going to tend to flood attention to that very thing that you do not like. But when you do that, you are actually perpetuating the situation. When you are thinking about that situation, flooding your energy, your emotion, your thoughts around the third party, around that experience, you are actually just perpetuating it, because you're giving your very valuable, your very powerful attention to that thing that you don't want. And your attention and your energy is just going to perpetuate it, keep it in place, keep you stuck in that loop as you ruminate on what's happening over and over and over. So in those moments when you are beginning this process and you find yourself going back to that third party, going back to what's happening in the 3D moment with your relationship, and you're reflecting over and over and over on this, ask yourself, become aware, ask yourself, do I want to continue to experience this? Do I want to continue to stay in this situation? Do I want to continue to be stuck in this 3D reality where there is a third party in my relationship? And of course, the answer to those questions is no. But you are creating awareness of your thoughts. You're creating awareness of what's happening, of what you're doing. And that is the first piece in intentional manifesting. It's being aware of what you're doing and where you're directing your thoughts. So as you begin to become aware of what you're doing, become aware of what you're thinking about, you now can intentionally redirect your thinking to the things that you do want, to the better outcomes. So the next part in this is creating that story that you want to experience. And you start with yourself. You start with who you want to be in your relationship, who you want to be in your 3D experience, how you want to be treated by that person that you love and you care about. So, remember that you want to be treated like the priority. You want to be the most valuable person in your romantic partner's life. You want to be prioritized. You want to be, treated with love, kindness, respect, honor, all of those very positive things, right? So remember that you need to begin to create that story of who you are. And you can go back and look at your relationship prior to the third party situation. Look at the things that weren't working, because I guarantee you that there were negative things there that you did not like that were beginning to crop up in that relationship. That's why the third party situation came in. So look at those things, identify the things that you don't like, identify the things that were there that were not working, that were making you unhappy, that were making you uncomfortable. Look at those things and then create a new story. So, for example, if you were treated with disrespect, if you were not prioritized, if you did not feel like you were valuable and that you were important to your person, look at those things, identify them, and then create a new story. Create the story now that you are the priority in your person's life, that you are the most valuable person in your romantic partner's life, that you are irreplaceable, that you are prioritized. Create a new story around all of those things that were not working. And be really honest, be honest with how you were feeling, be honest with what you were seeing from your person, because that's all feedback. That's feedback that's letting you know that's where your dwelling state was, right? You have to identify where you were dwelling, because that helps you change the story. So honestly, look at it, change the story. You also want to look at that story that you have been focusing on about your person. You may have had a story around your person that they were a player, that they were dishonest, that they were not loyal, that they were not the type to commit. So look at that story that you have about your person and change that story about your person. And sometimes that is difficult because we've seen them show up for so long in a particular way. But again, ask yourself, do I want to continue to see my person like this? Do I want to continue to see them unfaithful, dishonest? Do I want to continue to see this version of them? And if you want to be with this person and you want to have a future with them, then of course the answer is going to be no. So remember to be aware of that story that you're telling about your person. And that includes, talking about them with other people. When people, ask you how things are going and, how is your person showing up? What are you seeing from them? Refrain from that ugly gossip. Refrain from repeating everything that you're seeing in the 3D right now. It doesn't mean that you have to just lie and say, oh, it's great. They're the, best person I've ever dated. You don't have to lie, but you can just say, things are working out and I see them changing and I see things improving and I feel like it's getting better. And then talk about something different. So, hold back on repeating that story and, sharing negative things about your person. Because when you're speaking in a negative way about your person, your subconscious is listening to that. Your subconscious is picking up on everything that you're putting out there. So it's not just your thoughts about that person, but it's also what you're talking about with other people about your person. So, begin to speak more positively, begin to say things that support the idea of them showing up differently. Say, you know, I really believe in them. I really believe they can be better. I believe that they are becoming better. I believe that things are working out. And, you know, be careful of how you talk about your person and your relationship with others, because that's very important. Okay. So, kind of let's just recap. Recognize that where your attention is going, that is your creative energy, and become very aware of what you're thinking about. Begin to gently take your focus off of that thing that's painful, because that's not serving you. It's just perpetuating the painful experience. Gently redirect your thinking into that new story and that thing that you want to experience, about how you're going to be treated, about all of the wonderful things that you want from your person, and begin to focus on that new version of your person. This is how we get rid of the third party. And take your eyes off of the third party. Guys, you really do not have to do very much at all when it comes to thinking about the third party. Think about them less. When they do come into your mind, which they are, especially at the beginning, they're going to come into your mind sometimes. But begin to just very casually say, you know what, they've moved on. I intend that they've met someone better. I intend that they have something that works out better in their life, and they've just moved on. Begin to see them as moving away from your person, unimportant, irrelevant in your life, and try to take your attention off of them. Just by taking your attention off of that person, they are just naturally going to fade away. So the less attention you give a third party, the better. And then when they do come into your thinking, they do come into your mind, just say, you know what, they've moved on. I see them going out the door. I see them gone. I see them in a different relationship. They're out of my life. Giving them little attention means that you are giving them very little of your energy. And your energy is what's creating. Your energy is what's creating the state of being, which then manifests out and creates your reality. So give them as little attention as possible, and remind yourself, you know what, I don't have time to focus on them because they're not important in my life. They're actually gone. They're not important in my person's life because my person is with me. That is how you get rid of the third party. Give them no attention. Give them very little attention. Remind yourself that by doing that, they're going to fall away. They're just going to leave your experience. When you're manifesting, the thing that you focus on is what is going to stay in your experience. It's what is going to grow. So you want to grow the new relationship. You want to grow the thoughts around you being prioritized by you, the thoughts around you being valuable, irreplaceable, lovable, the most important person in your reality, the most important person in your partner's reality. You want to think about all of the things that support you, that support your person as a faithful, loyal partner in your life and in your relationship. Focus on all the positive things, because where you're focusing, you are growing that experience. So this whole experience is all about you. It's not about the third party. The third party has just come in because of a story that you've had about yourself, that you're not a priority, that you're not valuable, that you're not the most important person in, you know, the life of your romantic partner. And so you've opened a door and allowed that third party to come in. But when you begin to prioritize yourself, when you begin to think from the perspective that you are the most important person, that you matter more than anyone else in your partner's life, the third party is just going to fall away. They're going to find somebody else. Your partner is going to come back because they're going to begin to think the way you're thinking. Remember, your thoughts are always pushing out into your experience. Your partner is going to pick up on that. When you think about how valuable you are, when you think about how irreplaceable you are, when you think from the perspective that you are the prize. Your partner, the person you love, the person you want to be with, is going to begin to think about those things. And that natural bridge of incidents is going to bring them back into your 3D reality, and they're going to reflect back that story, that you're the most valuable person, that you're irreplaceable, that you are the one they want to be with. And you've taken your attention off of the third party, so they're just going to be gone from your 3D experience, guys. This is how it works, and it's really easy. And at first, your brain will want to go back to that old story, but you gently continue to redirect it to that new experience, to that new outcome, reminding yourself that you're staying aware. And as you start to move from that old story, you're going to say, I don't want that old story anymore. I'm putting my attention on the new story. That's why I'm doing this. I'm aware of the process. You're building your faith, and you're moving towards that reality where everything is there. It's already in existence, and you're just putting your attention on it. So now that you can see it show up for you, you're going to collapse that wave of potentiality that's already in existence, and you're just going to align with the experience. And this experience has nothing to do with the third party, right? So I intend that this gives you that aha moment that you just can realize, I'm going to put my attention on the thing I want, and that's how I'm going to experience the thing that I want. I intend that this moves you by leaps and bounds into a new level of faith and belief, and you get your desire, because that's what it's all about, right? Getting our desire, having it show up in our experience. If you would like to work with me, if you want more help with this, I've been through this experience in my own life, and I know all of the emotions. I know how it feels, and I can walk you through this process, and I can help you get to the other side, to the light at the end of the tunnel, because there is light, there is an answer. You can get your desire, you can get your person, you can see that third party going out the door, gone, and never to return, right? So sign up for some coaching, and remember, this is the best time to sign up because I am having that sale through July 13th. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.